Please pay homage to the Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa.
So there are too many questions. It is impossible to put all. So we will start with our samatha and vipassana. So today we shall start let's answer the questions on anapanasati. And some of the questions seems to be similar or same, but whatever it is, I will do my duty to ask the question. And if whatever the answers already given or redundant, and Sayadaw will inform and will let you know this has been answered. But on my part as a translator, I will only ask according to the questions. Okay. So the first question. Sayadaw, is it necessary that all meditators need to train, experience, and understand the breath in systematic ways? That means, 1. I breathe in long. B. I breathe in short. C. Experiencing the whole breath body. I shall breathe in. D. Tranquilizing the body formation. I shall breathe in. Is it necessary for all meditators to practice in this way?
Usually it is necessary. However, some meditators, they had practiced in one of previous life anapana meditation successfully. For those within one sitting also nimitta can appear. For such meditators, long breath, short breath, just few seconds or few minutes also will be enough. Most important thing is whether it is long or whether it is short. The whole body of breath, realizing the whole body of breath is important. When it is long, the meditator must try to understand the whole body of breath. When it is short, the meditator must try to understand the whole body of breath. So these 3 stages can be done within few minutes. Very soon the breath will become subtle. At that time, when it is low, the meditator must try to understand the whole subtle breath body. When it is short, the meditator must try to understand the whole subtle breath body. Very soon the breath will become nimitta. At that time, the meditator must focus on the nimitta. While focusing on the nimitta, very quickly they can attain patibhaga nimitta. They may realize patibhaga nimitta. From parikama nimitta to ogha nimitta, from ogha nimitta to patibhaga nimitta. Within one sitting also possible. However, for majority of people, their concentration is not yet deep enough. At that time, they cannot start long breath and short breath. They must start counting breath. So, after counting breath, if they can maintain their concentration more than half hour for 2 or 3 days in every sitting, at that time only they should start long breath and short breath. If they can concentrate well on their long breath or short breath, they can start to understand the whole body of breath. When it is long, they should try to understand the whole body of breath. When it is short, they should try to understand the whole body of breath. then they should continue to understand the subtle breath, calming the whole breath body. When the whole breath body becomes very calm and very subtle, at that time they should try to understand the whole subtle breath body, whether it is long or short. But in every case, they should not intentionally try to make the breath long or short. Please allow their breath in a natural way. Please try to understand the breath in a natural way. It is better.
How to differentiate light and nimitta? If we can see light in front of the nose at night, is it considered light or nimitta?
Nimitta is together with breath. The color of breath, yesterday we had explained, the color of breath is called nimitta. The light of wisdom is samantato patarati. And everywhere surrounding meditator's body, there is light. That light is called the light of wisdom. The origin is same. Same means concentrated mind produce nimitta. In the same way, concentrated mind also produce the light of wisdom. The origin is same, but the light of wisdom is everywhere surrounding a meditator's body. However, for beginners, the light of wisdom may appear in the right side or left side or above the head or behind, etc. When concentration develops further, and when concentration becomes deeper and deeper, the light of wisdom will be everywhere surrounding meditator's body. Depending on the quality of the concentration, the light of wisdom may become brighter and brighter. In the same way, depending on the concentration, the nimitta also may change from parikamma nimitta to ogaha nimitta, ogaha nimitta to patibhaga nimitta. But the nimitta is always together with breath. Usually we check many meditators. Some meditators, they inform the light of wisdom is different from the natural breath. They are not yet unified. If it is unified with breath, it is called nimitta. But nimitta is together with breath around the nostril area. Some meditators, they think nimitta is another, the breath is another. They are still not yet unified. If it is not yet unified with breath, then that light of wisdom is not nimitta. This is called the light of wisdom only. When it is unified with breath at that time only, that light of wisdom is called nimitta. If the light of wisdom and the natural breath is two different things, other than if the meditator focus on the light of wisdom, very soon the light of wisdom will disappear, because the light of wisdom is not the meditation object. But when the breath and light of wisdom together, it is called nimitta. Breath is nimitta, nimitta is breath. Two things are same. At that time, when they focus on the nimitta, they can maintain their concentration for a long time. That nimitta also may not disappear very quickly. When concentration becomes deeper and deeper, nimitta also will become brighter and brighter.
So immediately the next question is clearly already answered. What is light of wisdom? I think Sayadaw already answered. So now the next question. Some people say the Anapanapatibhaga nimitta should be small. But some others say a big Anapanapatibhaga nimitta is better. For example, a nimitta covering the whole face. Which is true, Sayadaw?
Small nimitta and big nimitta, no much difference. Sinya ja metan sinya nidana sinya babu. While you are practicing mentality meditation, namakamatana, one desane mentalities other than you will understand. How many mental formations are there when concentrated on the nimitta? Usually there are 34 mental formations. Among 34 mental formations, there is perception, sanya. Depending on perception, nimitta always change. Because of this reason, usually we teach many meditators not to pay attention to the color of nimitta, not to pay attention to the form of nimitta, form or shape. When perception change, color always change. When perception change, form or shape also always change. If nimitta is always changing, then concentration will decrease day by day. For example, if they want to begin red color nimitta, then when concentration is deep enough, it will become red color. Again, if they want to begin yellow color, then it will become yellow. When their concentration becomes deeper and deeper. So because of this reason, when color is always changing, slowly concentration will decrease. In the same way, if they want to begin their nimitta low, it will become low. If they want to begin short, then it will become short. If they want to become very big nimitta, then it will become very big nimitta. If they want to become small nimitta, then it will become small nimitta. Depending on this perception, nimitta may change in different ways. When the nimitta is always changing, slowly concentration will decrease. They cannot attain jhana because they focus on the color and shape of nimitta. Color and shape of nimitta is not meditation object. The meditator's meditation object is just focus on the nimitta as nimitta only. Whether it is small or whether it is big, whether it is long or whether it is short, no problem. Phutta Bhuddha Kase Bana Sadain Tabidawa Bhavanta Seva Bhavana Sambhajati. On the touching point, if a meditator focus on the natural breath or on the nimitta, at that time only he can attain jhana. For the attainment of jhana, the meditator must focus between the nostril and upper lip, around this area only. From this area, if they move their attention to anywhere, concentration will decrease. They cannot attain jhana. Therefore, the nimitta may be big, no problem. Depending on their perception, it may become very big. But nimitta may be small, no problem. Depending on their perception, nimitta may become small. But intentionally, please do not try to make the breath big, to make the nimitta very big or to make the nimitta very small. Please allow in a natural way. While focusing on the nimitta between nostril and upper lip, at that time, because of perception is very quick. Because of perception is changed, nimitta may be changed. At that time, don't pay attention to the color and form of nimitta. If you pay attention to the color and form of nimitta, form or shape, then when perception changes, it always will begin changing. This is problem for attainment of jhana. When nimitta is not stable, always changing, then concentration will decrease. Because of this reason, for some meditators, small nimitta is very good, they can concentrate well. For some meditators, big nimitta also good for them, they can concentrate well. Actually, when absorption appears, some meditators, if they investigate nimitta at that time, they may think nimitta is very big because their mind is absorbed inside nimitta. So don't investigate too much. If you investigate too much, then concentration will decrease. Then you cannot maintain jhana for a long time. I would like to explain about nimitta and later wisdom again. While focusing, especially anapana, the concentrated mind produces mind-born kalāpas. The breath is one type of mind-born kalāpa. If a meditator analyzes those kalāpas, in each kalāpa there are 8 types of materiality, such as earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, nutritive-essence, and breathing sound. The color of those kalāpas, combination of those color of those kalāpas is called nimitta. However, mind-born kalāpas can arise inside a meditator's body, not outside the body. But many meditators, they focus nimitta on the nostril and between nostril and upper lip. This is a little bit outside the body. What is this? In every mind-born kalāpa, there is fire element. That fire element is called utuja temperature. That temperature also produces new generations, new kalāpas. They are called temperature-born kalāpas. In those temperature-born kalāpas, in every temperature-born kalāpa, there is fire and there is color. That color also luminous and bright, depending on concentration. Usually between the nostril and upper lip is this temperature-born kalāpas color. Again, the light of wisdom. Concentrate that mind on the natural breath or concentrate that mind on the nimitta also can produce mind-born kalāpas. Every mind moment produces billions and billions of mind-born kalāpas. They spread throughout the body. When concentration becomes deeper and deeper, that concentrated mind always associated with wisdom faculty. While concentrating, there are usually 34 mental formations. Among 34 mental formations, there is also wisdom faculty. Depending on the power of wisdom faculty, the color of mind-born kalāpas throughout the body also became very bright. But the color of mind-born kalāpas can spread throughout the body, not outside the body. In every mind-born kalāpa, there is also fire element. That fire element also produces new generations, new kalāpas. Within one kalāpa, one fire element can produce uncountable generations, not only internally but also externally. If a meditator analyzes those kalāpas, in each kalāpa there are 8 types of materiality. Among 8 types, there is also kala. Combination of those different types of kalāpas, kala also became bright. This is called also the light of wisdom. But temperature-born kalāpas, kala spread throughout the body as well as outside the body. If a meditator sees the light of wisdom outside the body, that light of wisdom is called temperature-born kalāpas only, but very subtle. Usually many meditators can understand the light of wisdom is a group of subatomic particles, kala. When they practice vipassana at the utuja jnana stage, they understand clearly. When they focus 4 elements, if they can discern 4 elements and those light of wisdom, they can see light of wisdom is nothing but a group of very subtle subatomic particles. If they analyze those kalāpas, in each kalāpa there are 8 types of materiality. Among 8 types, the kala is luminous and bright. Depending on the power of wisdom faculty, which is associated with concentrated mind, the light of wisdom may become brighter and brighter, or may not bright so much. When wisdom faculty is very weak, the light of wisdom may be not so bright. But when wisdom faculty is very, very powerful, the light of wisdom is very, very bright and go very far away. For example, when a river Anuruddha's divine insight power is associated with wisdom faculty, his wisdom faculty is very powerful. So his light of wisdom within one Abhinya Jovana Sek Power Jovana can produce this light of wisdom up to 1000 world cycle. So because the power of wisdom faculty is very deep and profound, very powerful.
Then the next question. Before the mind absorbs into the nimitta is small. But once the mind absorbs into the nimitta becomes very big, sometimes covering the whole face or even the whole body. What should we concentrate on them? How should we concentrate on them?
On the nostril area only. Is it not? Don't move your attention from the nostril area. Between the nostril and upper lip, on that nimitta only just focus. But other than don't investigate too much. Because mind is inside nimitta, fully absorbed. At that time, nimitta, whether nimitta is big or small, no problem. Don't investigate. Your responsibility is to maintain your full absorption for a long time only. Whether nimitta is small or big, such type of investigation is according to Pali text, not jhana vidhi. This is called picha vakana, reflecting knowledge. If you reflect at that time, you are temporarily coming up from jhana, not jhana concentration. So you should maintain your jhana concentration continuously more than 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It is better. If you want to investigate too much, then your concentration will decrease. You cannot understand the meaning well. What is nimitta at that time you cannot understand. What is the light of wisdom you cannot understand. Because this is not your discerning stage. While practicing 4 elements meditation systematically, at that time you may understand what is nimitta and what is the light of wisdom partially.
The next question. Some people said without nimitta, just focus on breath can enter into jhana. Is it possible?
Not possible. Nimitta is the object of jhana concentration. Natural breath is not the object of jhana concentration. This is especially the idea of some Westerners. They don't want to accept nimitta. Their argument is Buddha never teaches in any sutta about anapana nimitta. This is their argument. However, Venerable Sariputta explains in his Parisamiddhamaka, nimitta asasa pasasa anaramana meka chaitasa ajana to tiyodami bhavana nupa labadi. Nimitta 1, asasa 1, pasasa 1. Altogether 3. Nimitta, asasa, pasasa. Asasa and breath. Pasasa of breath. Nimitta and breath of breath. They are 3 different things. If a meditator does not understand these 3 things with a single mind moment, he cannot attain jhana. This is the explanation of Venerable Sariputta in his Parisamiddhamaka. Maybe Venerable Sariputta's wisdom faculty may be bigger than Westerners' wisdom faculty. Is it true? Then again, Venerable Sariputta explains nimitta asasa pasasa aramana meka chaitasa jhana cha tiyodhame. Nimitta asasa pasasa anaramana meka chaitasa jhana cha tiyodhame bhavana upa labhati. Nimitta asasa and breath of asapasasa of breath. These 3 are not the object of one with one mind moment. However, if with one mind moment, if a meditator understands these 3, then he can attain jhana. What is the meaning? For beginners, nimitta is uttarota or nasikaka. Uttarota means upper lip. Nasikaka means nostril. This is called for beginners nimitta. And they must focus between this nostril and upper lip area. This is nimitta. They, while focusing between this nostril and upper lip, they must focus in breath and out breath. So nimitta is nostril and upper lip. In breath is asasa, out breath is pasasa. So they are 3 different things. Cannot begin the object of with one single mind moment. This is for beginners. One day, When concentration improves, they will see the breath becomes nimitta. Gradually, it will become parigama nimitta, oga nimitta, and padibhaga nimitta. While focusing on the nimitta, nimitta is padibhaga nimitta at that time. In-breath is also padibhaga nimitta. Out-breath also padibhaga nimitta. Breath becomes nimitta at that time. So these three things are same. Nimitta also padibhaga nimitta. In-breath also padibhaga nimitta. Out-breath also padibhaga nimitta. While focusing on that padibhaga nimitta counterpart side, a single mind moment can concentrate well on that padibhaga nimitta. At that time, three things, nimitta, in-breath, out-breath become one. Then it can be the object of one single mind moment. At that time, meditator can attain jhana. This is the explanation of Venerable Sariputta in his Patisambhita Magga. Venerable Buddha Ghosa contained this stanza in his Visuddhi Magga. He explained about nimitta. But many Westerners, they think Venerable Buddha Ghosa's wisdom faculty is not so sharp like them. Their wisdom faculty is better than Venerable Buddha Ghosa's wisdom faculty. This is their idea. So they criticize a lot Venerable Buddha Ghosa. However, in his introduction of Visuddhi Magga, Venerable Buddha Ghosa explained openly. He already mentioned Sila, Samadhi, and Panya systematically in this book. These explanations are not his idea or not his own experience. These explanations are according to Buddha's Pali text as well as the ancient commentaries explanation. He is just only translator. In this way, he already explained in his introduction. So these explanations are came down from the Buddha's time up to this age. Commentaries are also came down from the Buddha's time up to this age. Not modern explanation, not modern idea, or not Venerable Buddha Ghosa's idea.
Then the next question. Different teachers require different standards of nimitta. For example, nimitta must be crystal or diamond, otherwise cannot discern nama rupa clearly, so cannot attain nibbana. So, one teacher instructs students to do metta. Oh, this one will come later. So, different teachers require different standards of nimitta. Some insist it must be crystal or diamond. So, what should the standard be?
Have you seen very, very high quality diamond? Have you seen? If you have not yet experienced very, very high class quality diamond, how we can compare? Example is metaphorically they explain for easy understanding only, not exact say. So many meditators like Monista, this is also just showing the example only. In Visuddhi Magga, there are different types of nimitta, different types of kala, different types of nimitta. So, some may be not diamond, some may be ruby. This is also possible. Ruby and diamond have same color? No, maybe this is also one type of nimitta mentioned in Visuddhi Magga. According to Venerable Buddha Ghosa's explanation, it is not his own experience or not his own explanation. These explanations are he copied from Asian commentary. What is commentary? In time of Buddha, after listening a Dhamma talk, usually some bhikkhus understand clearly and they become Sotapanna or Sakadagami or Nagami or Arhat. But some are still Putujana, ordinary bhikkhu, ordinary person. Some may understand clearly the meaning of Buddha's teaching, but some may do not understand clearly the meaning of Buddha's teaching. At that time, they approach to the Buddha if there is any opportunity to see him. And they ask many questions about the meaning of this sutta. At that time, Buddha gave explanations. Such type of explanations are become Bhagavanaga Desana, miscellaneous teachings in time of Buddha. Occasionally, they have no opportunity to approach to the Buddha to ask many questions. At that time, they approach to the Venerable Sariputta or Venerable Mahakachana, etc. Venerable Sariputta or Venerable Mahakachana, they are arhats, they are great learned bhikkhus. Occasionally, they also explain according to Buddha's teaching, not against with Buddha's teaching. Such type of explanations are also become Bhagavanaga Desana, miscellaneous teachings. At the first council, Venerable Mahakassapa, Venerable Ananda, Venerable Nirodha, etc., 500 arhats combined these miscellaneous teachings after reciting Pali texts, 5 Nikayas or 3 Pitakas. Then they also recite these miscellaneous teachings. These miscellaneous teachings become original commentary, Mula Atthakatha. Venerable Mahinda, when he take responsibility to spread Dhamma throughout Sri Lanka, at that time he carried Pali texts as well as commentaries to the Sri Lanka. While he is teaching these Pali texts and commentaries to the Sri Lankan bhikkhus, he understands future generations will be not able to recite these commentaries for a long time. Because of this reason, he translates these commentaries into Sinhalese. This Sinhalese translation becomes Maha Atthakatha, great commentary. Later, original Pali commentary disappear, and this explanation or translation, Maha Atthakatha, great commentary, only remain in Sri Lanka. In India also the original commentary disappear. Disappear means there is no one who can recite orally these commentaries. In ancient time there are no books. They memorize this Pali text as well as commentaries orally. Later, they cannot recite commentaries orally. Slowly it disappears. Because of this reason, they write this translation, Sinhalese translation commentary into palm leaves. So this commentary only remains. Many Mahatheras, including Venerable Mahabuddhaghosa, trying to translate into Pali from Sinhalese to Pali. But When Venerable Mahabuddha appear at that only, it is successful. That translation is called now Sangaha Atthakatha, summary of commentary. Or when he summarized repetitions. He only translate, not his own idea. So this is called commentary. But many Westerners, they don't like to accept commentary. They think this is later additions, later explanations. Sri Lanka Mahātthakatha, great commentary. Sri Lanka Mahatheras, especially Arhats, they also add some valuable stories which appeared in Sri Lanka, especially before 2000 years. So these stories are also very valuable for future generations. Because of this reason, they add in that Saint Henry's Mahaatthakatha these stories. Again, some decisions of valuable decisions of Arhats, they also add in this Mahaatthakatha great commentary. These decisions are also very valuable for future generations. Occasionally, Venerable Buddhaghosa also openly translate these stories. This is Saint's story, not intended of Buddha. He openly says. And then this is also the decision of such and such Arhat or such and such learned Mahatheras. He openly says, if future generations want to accept such decisions, they can accept. If they want to reject, no problem. So they are also very valuable. But Venerable Mahabuddhaghosa, while translating commentaries into Pali, he also put in his new translation book these stories and decisions. These explanations are, in other words, Buddha's experience in ancient Arhats or ancient learned Mahatheras' experience. Their experience is more accurate than present day's teachers' experience. Is it true? So better than present day's teachers' experience. Because of this reason, please don't reject easily ancient commentaries, explanations, and Buddha's explanations.
So, so which standard should be held for the nimitta? Now the question, the nimitta, what type of standard, to what extent a person can proceed to jhana?
Whether ruby kala or diamond kala or monastra kala or any kala, no problem. It must be translucent and bright. Maybe small, no problem. Maybe big, no problem. The translucent and bright means ruby also can translucent and bright. Diamond also can be translucent and bright. Monastra also can be translucent and bright. So nimittas are like cloud. This is also okay. It is mentioned in Visuddhimagga. If they also translucent and bright, it is okay. But this translucent cannot be penetrated. Transparent can be penetrated at the other side. So this usage is maybe we do not understand English well. while I'm conducting 4-month retreat in 2008 in Forest Refuge, Massachusetts. One meditator who had experienced this rūpa kalāpas, and then she discussed with me, Sayadaw, previously, according to the some Westerners' idea, we also translate pasada rūpa as transparent kalāpas. But she discussed with me, Sayadaw, no, it is not transparent. It is translucent. Why? What is the reason? I asked. Transparent can penetrate the other side, but translucent cannot penetrate, but it is translucent and bright. So I discussed with some Westerners who are editing my book. Later they also accept it is translucent. So diamond, maybe some diamonds can be transparent, but some cannot be transparent. So there may be different shape, different color, and different size. Because of this reason, only one color, one size. This is not impossible for Anapana nimitta. There are different nimittas and different size, different shape, different color.
So, Sayadaw, the next continues from here. The one teacher instructs students to do metta or Buddha Nusati using the bright light that appear. Pull it to the nostril and enter into jhana using that light. Sayadaw, please explain. Buddha Nusati and metta, then pull the light to the nostril.
Which light? Which light? Pull the light.
You see, they do metta. When they do metta, they got light. When they do Buddha Nusati, they got light somewhere. It's not mentioned where. So some teacher give instruction. Pull the light during Buddha Nusati or the light during metta. Pull it to the nostril and do anapana.
Different meditation subject. The light must be color of your breath. If you see the color of your breath, it is okay, you can focus on that color. This is called nimitta. But the light from somewhere, if you pull to the nostril, usually many meditators, they cannot maintain concentration for a long time. Very soon this light will disappear. However, in this case, I want to explain one meditator's experience in Taiwan. She already informed me she already added up to 4th jhana. Oh, okay. How do you practice? She recites Amitabha. When reciting Amitabha, the light of wisdom appears. Then his teacher, her teacher, says, please pull this light of wisdom to your nostril. Then she pulled this light of wisdom to the nostril and she focused on that nimitta. How long can you, then his teacher teaches her up to 4th jhana. How long can you maintain your 4th jhana? I asked this question. Then she informed me she can maintain her 4th jhana up to half hour. Please do not recite Amitabha. Just focus on your breath object. Please inform me how long can you concentrate well on your natural breath. So she informed me and she came back again after sitting. She informed me she cannot concentrate more than 2 minutes on her natural breath. So it is impossible. Jhana also not real jhana. Maybe they think this is jhana. They cannot also maintain this jhana concentration according to their report more than half hour. This is 4th jhana is not like that. Actual food jhana can maintain for a long time, more than 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, etc. So their teaching system are mixed together with other teachings. So this is impossible in our Theravada teaching. According to Theravada teaching, they must focus on the natural breath. While focusing on the natural breath, they must try to understand long breath, short breath, the whole body of breath, and subtle breath. While focusing on the whole subtle breath, whether it is long or short, then breath will become nimitta. That nimitta is the object of their meditation. Because of this reason, while sending metta or while practicing Buddha Nusri, the light of wisdom appear. That light of wisdom, if they pull back to the Nusri, actually, if it is true, they cannot maintain for a long time. Because the origin is not same. The origin is Buddha Nusri or metta, and Anapana is different subject, different meditation subject. So it is also usually impossible. If this is possible, they cannot maintain their concentration for a long time. But actually, it is not Anapana meditation.
And the next question. When one hears sound or have thoughts in the jhana, is it still considered as jhana?
This is also Western idea. When concentration becomes deep, at the time if they hear any sound, at the time this is jhana concentration. This is the teaching of Westerners who is Tantra tradition. According to Visuddhimagga, according to Pali text, jhana is full of the absorption on their meditation object. For example, while practicing anapana paribaga nimitta counterpart sign is the object of jhana concentration. They must maintain this concentration or full absorption on the anapana paribaga nimitta continuously without interruption. Jhana concentration realize only paribaga nimitta counterpart sign only, not any other sound. If they hear any sound, even though mental process understand the sound, not jhana mental process. Jhana mental process realize it is paribaga nimitta only. In the same way, while practicing kasina, patavi kasina, art kasina, etc., within jhana they realize kasina object, counterpart sign, not any other object. If they hear any sound, such type of hearing sound is iyado mental process, not jhana mental process. Occasionally, because of the object is very vivid, they may hear sound. At that time, they temporarily emerge from jhana. Iyado mental process arise as well as mind process which realize sound. After that, paribaga nimitta, the counterpart sign of jhana object is still there. So they quickly focus on the paribaga nimitta counterpart sign. Then very quickly full absorption appear again. So between two full absorptions, iyado process and mind process which realize sound appear. But mind is very quick. Because of this reason, they may think within jhana they hear sound.
What is the standard set for meditator to enter into each jhana, how many days must they practice? For jhana, for yogi, what is the standard for yogi? I mean for first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. What is the standard? How long they should practice for each jhana? How many days they should practice for each jhana?
It is a little bit difficult to fix time and date. How many days? In the name of Buddha, there is one Mahathera. Maybe his name is Malaka. He practiced 32 parts of body meditation. Taking each part, he established Pajana concentration. According to his report, one day he grasped Venerable Abhiyathera's hand, and then he informed, one day, I practice Pajana. Taking one part of 32 parts as meditation object. Each day, each part. If I practice in this way Pajana, 32 days after I finish Pajana, again, day I practice taking one part as meditation object and enter into Pajana. Night day, I again take one part of 32 parts, taking as meditation object, and then practice Pajana. In this way, if I practice Pajana, maybe after 2 weeks later, it is finished. In this way, he informed. So he practiced Pajana for many months. Is it good? Good. He re-established his concentration in the day. So only he Pajana specialized more than 1 month, 2 months, etc. So it depends on their situation. Situation means depend on their parami. If their parami becomes mature, it is not necessary to practice like that. Within few days also they can become arahat. For example, Venerable Bhagula, when he was 80 years old, he ordained as a bhikkhu. He practiced samatha and vipassana for 7 days, and then he became arahat within 7 days. For such persons, it is not necessary to practice for a long time each jhana, because their parami is mature. If they practice vipassana diligently, they will become arahat very, very quickly. So depending on parami, we should not fix how many days you must practice, how many hours you must practice. It is not easy to fix. However, we do not understand their parami. We cannot read their past lives parami. Because of this reason, usually we teach for those who have enough time, maybe each jhana at least for about 1 week. If it is not okay, at least for 3 days. Within 3 days, if they can maintain their first jhana more than 2 or 3 hours, at that time we should move second jhana, etc. But it is better if they can practice for about 1 week, and if they can maintain their each jhana up to more than 2 or 3 hours. It is better. Sharing merit today, let us stop here. Idame Bonya Aswakaya Waha Hodu Idame Bonya Nibbana Sa pachayo hodu idame punya sabba sadana vajima tesabe mesama punya baga labantu sadhu sadhu sadhu. Please homage to the Buddha. Namo dasa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo dasa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo dasa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa.
Okay, that's the question. Some teachers let students pass through the jhana easily so that they have confidence in their practice and come back to practice the jhana repeatedly later on. But some teachers require students to have higher standard of jhana, practice until they are satisfied before they pass the jhana stage. Which way is more appropriate?
In the name of Buddha, there are two types. One is Soda Vipassana Yaniga, one is Samatha Yaniga. Samatha Vehicle and Vipassana Vehicle. For Vipassana Vehicle, usual way is they must practice 4 elements meditation according to Visuddhimagga. In Susima Sutta, there are many arhats who practice only Vipassana Vehicle, 4 elements meditation, and they became arhat. Such venerables have enough parami for the attainment of arhatship. But in the name of Buddha, there are also some meditators who practice jhana first. After that, they practice vipassana. Such type of meditators are called samatha vehicle, samatha yaniga meditators. Some meditators, they practice only jhana. Based on jhana concentration, they practice vipassana systematically, they also become arhat. Some meditators like Venerable Subhuti emphasize only Metta jhana. Metta meditation can produce that jhana, first jhana, second jhana, and that jhana. Based on that jhana, he practiced vipassana and he also became arhat. But in many suttas, Buddha emphasized 4th jhana. Based on 4th jhana concentration, if they practice vipassana systematically, they also can become arhat. So depending on their parami and their inner inclination, they can become arhats. However, now it is very, very difficult to say. To say means we cannot read the meditator's mind. Whether they have enough parami or not, we do not understand well. Meditator, he himself also does not understand he had enough barami or he had not enough barami. Do you understand? So this is very difficult. It is better to learn samatha to satisfy. If jhana a meditator does not yet satisfy, then practice diligently up to satisfaction. It is better. Second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana also same.
So, Sayadaw, can I ask? So that means we let the yogis decide until they themselves are satisfied. This is
better. In for usually at the beginning stage, we teach 4 elements meditation only, because they want to practice vipassana only. They don't want to practice samatha. Some meditators, it is okay. 4 elements meditation, by practicing 4 elements meditation, they get a day up to access concentration stage. That access concentration also produces strong, powerful light. That light of wisdom. That light of wisdom also enough for them to practice vipassana diligently. However, some meditators, while practicing 4 elements meditation, their light of wisdom is not so bright. Because of this reason, while analyzing kalāpas, they have a lot of difficulties. They cannot see clearly. Especially while discerning life faculty, nutritive-essence, male or female, sex determining materiality. They cannot see clearly. Again, while practicing mentality meditation, they cannot discern mental formations clearly. They may see as a group, 34, 33, etc. What are 34? What are 33? They cannot differentiate easily, because their light of wisdom is not enough to see these mental formations clearly. Again, while discerning the dependent origination, at that time very, very difficult. Their light of wisdom cannot penetrate more than mother's womb. They cannot see beyond mother's womb. So at that time, some meditators, they continue to practice for about more than 1 month, etc. They cannot see any past cause. At that time, we must teach samatha meditation. While discerning the dependent origination, the meditator already discerns ultimate materiality and mentality both internally and externally. Animate or inanimate. Everything begins kalāpas when they pay attention. Anything, internally or externally. Other than to practice samatha is very, very difficult. For example, if they want to practice āhāraja, when they focus on āhāraja saga, āhāraja disc, very quickly it becomes kalāpas. When they want to practice vaikasina saga, as soon as they pay attention vaikasina, that kasina saga also began kalāpas. At that time, very, very difficult to teach samatha. Because of this reason, whether this meditator will meet with difficulties or not, we cannot also reach their future. We cannot also reach their mind. Because of this reason, later usually we teach samatha path. But in many suttas, if you study suttas, you will see Buddha always praise fourth jhana concentration. So, eon samahi de jai de barisav de bariyodha de nigane wugadu bagilin se mudu buddhe gamani yeti de aninja bade. Aswana khaya nyanaya jaitan abhinena mesi. So idan dukkandi yadha buddham bhajanadi iyan dukkha samudayodi yadha buddham bhajanadi iyan dukkha nirodhodi yadha buddham bhajanadi iyan dukkha nirodha gamini padipadadi yadha buddham bhajanadi, etc. In this way, Buddha teaches in many suttas this fourth jhana concentration. But while practicing that fourth jhana must be pariyodhada, must be luminous and bright. Not only luminous and bright, but thita aninja pada, must be stable, must not be shaken because of any external or internal object. Very strong and very powerful, deep concentration must be there. So in this way, Buddha teaches in many suttas. Because of this reason, usually we teach many meditators to make strong their jhana, especially fourth jhana. To maintain this jhana more than 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, etc. For at least 1 week, 2 weeks, etc. And then only if they practice vipassana, they can clearly see ultimate materiality, ultimate mentality, and the dependent origination, and they can practice vipassana systematically. In this retreat, in Massachusetts retreat, there is one yogi. She is researching for her PhD thesis. She is researching about samatha and vipassana meditation. Usually, I teach her Anambana up to fourth jhana, and from 32 bars, I teach her skeleton meditation and then white kasina up to 8 attainments. There will be no enough time for her to practice other samatha meditation subjects because the time is fixed. Within 4 months, she must practice vipassana diligently. So, based on this white kasina fourth jhana, I teach her vipassana. One discerning materiality and mentality, it is very easy for her. However, one discerning dependent origination, that fourth jhana also not enough to her. She cannot see clearly the ignorance, craving, clinging, volitional formations, and kamma potency. She trained hard maybe for about 1 week. She cannot satisfy because she is doing research for her PhD thesis. So because of this reason, she wants to understand this dependent origination clearly. She cannot see clearly, she cannot differentiate what is ignorance, craving, clinging, volitional formations, and kamma near that moment. Because many objects appear one day another way, another day another way. So she cannot decide well. Because of this reason, I teach her again 10 kasinas and 8 attainments. There 40 ways. This way of teaching is also in the Buddha. Not many meditators, but some meditators, they practice Tingasina Adamas, post sublime abundance, Buddha Nutri, Marana Nutri, Asubha Fullness meditation, etc. After that, they practice Vipassana. But some meditators, after practicing Tingasinas and Adamas, they specialize 5 mundane psychic powers. After 5 mundane psychic powers, they practice Vipassana diligently. This system also mentioned in Visuddhimagga. If you study Visuddhimagga, you can see this system. Because of this reason, I also teach her this system. And then, Pobbe Nivasa Nosati Abhinyana, recollection of past life, psychic power. With that psychic power, if she did some past lives, within 1 second she can see many past lives. So there are also such meditators. Fourth jhana also not enough for them to see the dependent origination.
So the next question. Is it necessary for meditator to be able to check their bhavanga mirror and nimitta before they pass the jhana stage?
Necessary. It is necessary. Because manecha, padecha, dhammecha, ubejadi, manovinyana, in this way in Salayana Vaga Sayuddha Nikaya Buddha teaches. What is the meaning? Depending on mana, Bhuanga mana, and depending on the Dhamma object. Mano Vinyana associated mental formations arise. This is very simple method. So if the meditator wants to do some Mano Vinyana associated mental formations, number 1, he or she must do some mana, Bhuanga mana. Number 2, the Dhamma object. After that, only he or she can discern manovinyana associated mental formations. 5 jhana patterns are always associated with manovinyana. But while practicing jhana, 5 jhana patterns are very important. All associated mental formations are not so important while practicing samatha. So if a meditator wants to do some 5 jhana patterns which are associated with manovinyana, then number 1, he or she must understand or must discern Bhuanga mana. Then, secondly, Dhamma object. What is Dhamma object? All kasina, Padibaga, Nimeda, etc. are also Dhamma object. Anapana, Padibaga, Nimeda also Dhamma object. Except Kala, sound, smell, taste, tangible object. The remaining all objects are called Dhamma object. But for beginners, to discern Bhuanga mind is not easy. Because of this reason, Buddha also teaches the easy way in Anguttara Nikaya. Ichara Sankada Chabda Eka Nibbada. Pabbasra Midam Pikave Chaitanya. Because this Chaitanya is luminous and bright. Luminous and radiant. What is Chaitanya? Commentary explains Chaitanya means in this case Bhuanga Chaitanya. Then commentary gave many questions and answers. Is there any kala in Chaitanya? How do you think? Please. Now you are practicing. Please tell me. Is there any kala in Chaita consciousness? What do you think? Huh? Oh, no one gave answer. No kala. Kala is materiality, rūpa. Consciousness is nama. Nama has no kala. Why Buddha teaches? This is metaphorically, not direct teaching. Indirect teaching. What is the meaning? Every consciousness which arises depending on heart base can produce mind-born kalāpas. If you analyze those kalāpas, in each kalāpa there are 8 types of materiality. You had already understood this, etc. So this, among 8 types there is kala. Every kalāpa has kala. In the same way, Bhuanga mastery also arises depending on heart base. That Bhuanga mastery also can produce uncountable mind-born kalāpas. If you analyze those mind-born kalāpas, in each kalāpa there is also 8 types of materiality. Among 8 types there is also kala. Depending on the power of wisdom faculty which is associated with Bhuanga mastery, the luminous and radiant kala appear. When wisdom faculty which is associated with Bhuanga mastery is very, very powerful, then that Bhuanga mastery can produce very, very powerful radiant and luminous kala. When wisdom faculty is a little bit weak, then there may be a little bit weak, luminous and radiant kala. Combination of those kalāpas kala became Bhuanga mindo like mirror inside your heart. Again, in those mind-born kalāpas, in each mind-born kalāpa there is fire element. That fire element also can produce new generations, new kalāpas. Those kalāpas, kala of those kalāpas also radiant and bright, or radiant and luminous. So combination of these 2 types of kalāpas kala, mind-born kalāpas kala and temperature-born kalāpas kala became luminous mirror inside your heart. Every Dhamma object appear in that mindo. This is called mindo. In that mindo, every Dhamma object appear. When that object appear in that mindo, at that time only you can discern 5 jhana patterns. Or in other words, we can say you realize this Dhamma object, or you see this Dhamma object. In the Anubhada Sutta of Majjhima Nikaya Uparipannasa, the Buddha explains the Venerable Sariputta's experience. After becoming Sotapanna, the Venerable Sariputta tried hard for the attainment of arhatship. About 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, he practiced samatha and vipassana diligently in different ways. Among those different ways, there is one way mentioned in that Anubhada Sutta. Anubhada Dhamma Vipassana. What is the meaning? He practiced contemplating jhana dhammas one by one. For example, Paṭhavi Kasina, first jhana. He re-established Paṭhavi Kasina, first jhana. Then there are 34 mental formations in Paṭhavi Kasina, first jhana. He contemplates those jhana dhammas one by one as anicca or dukkha or anatta systematically. Why he can do like that? He practiced practically Buddha according to Buddha's instruction. I had explained manincha, paticca, dhammecha, ubejjati, manoviññāna. This is Buddha's teaching. If a meditator wants to discern manoviññāna together with associated mental formations, first he must discern mana, bhanga, mind, and then Dhamma object. After that only he must discern manoviññāna and associated mental formations. Manoviññāna is mind consciousness. So, following this teaching, number one, he discern bhanga mind. Then he discern kasina object, patibhaga nimitta. When kasina objects such as adhikasina, patibhaga nimitta, etc. appear in his bhanga mind, at that time he discerns 34 jhana dhammas. Then he chooses one by one. For example, phassa, contact, as nature, then dukkha, then anatta, etc. One by one, 34 dhammas he contemplates as nature, dukkha, anatta. And then he re-establishes second jhana, taking adhikasina as object. Then he contemplates second jhana dhammas one by one as anicca, dukkha, and anatta. In this way, he practices up to the base of nothingness jhana. But when he contemplates the base of neither perception nor non-perception jhana, he cannot contemplate these jhana dhammas one by one, because the jhana dhammas in those base of neither perception, non-perception jhanas are very, very subtle. Because of this reason, he can contemplate as a group only. As a group, contemplation is called kalāpa sammasana in Pali. Only the Buddha can practice one by one contemplation, anubbara dhamma vipassana, and base of neither perception nor non-perception jhana. So these are very important systems. If you want to practice jhana, if you want to see jhana dhammas clearly, including 5 jhana bhadas, then you must discern bhanga mind first. Then you must discern patibhaga nimitta, such as anapana patibhaga nimitta or kasina patibhaga nimitta, etc. Then you can see clearly 5 jhana bhadas.
Sayadaw, this is a question regarding how is it possible for a teacher to ensure a yogi is absorbed into jhana. What keywords or questions we need to ask the yogi to ensure the yogi absorbed into jhana?
Usually at the beginning stage, full absorption, many meditators, they cannot maintain full absorption for a long time. For those who had practiced diligently for a long time, at that time only they can maintain their full absorption for a long time. At the beginning, we should not check too much. We should encourage them to maintain this full absorption, half hour, 1 hour, or 2 hours, or 3 hours, etc. If they can maintain their full absorption more than 2 hours, 3 hours, etc., at that time only, whether it is true or not, you can check. In Mahaparinibbana Sutta, there is one story about Pogu Sadi ascetic. He is Buddha's outside dispensation. He is not Buddhist. He practiced 8 types of jhanas under a tree. Nearby there is Buloga road. 500 Bulogas crossed nearby, but he did not hear any sound. All dust covered the whole his body, but he did not hear any sound of these 500 Bulogas crossing nearby. So this is also mentioned in Mahaparinibbana Sutta. Then Buddha also explained Buddha's experience. One day Buddha was dwelling in a forest nearby Pama land. The Pama is plowing his palm with bulogas. Other than Buddha was trying walking meditation. While walking, Buddha was entering into one attainment. At that time, thunder bullet attacked this Pama and bulogas and maybe some ghosts. But Buddha did not hear any sound. Because in attainment, if it is jhana attainment, for example, jhana attainment realizes only jhana object, not any other object. There are 6 types of mental process. Indo mental process, which realize kala. Eado mental process, which realize sound. Nosto mental process, which realize smell. Tando mental process, which realize taste. Bodido mental process, which realizes tangible object. While entering into jhana, if a meditator hears any sound, temporarily he is coming out from jhana. At that time, Eado mental process arises, following Mindo mental process, which also realizes this sound. So this is another mental process, not jhana mental process. But Buddha can control his mind thoroughly. Because of this reason, while walking entering into one attainment, he did not hear any sound. He only realized this attainment's object only. That attainment may be possibility is jhana attainment also possible. Arahant Purusha attainment also possible. If jhana attainment, jhana consciousness realize only jhana object. If it is Arahant Purusha attainment, Arahant Purusha knowledge realize only nibbana object. But there may be possibility is cessation attainment nirodha samapatti. But nirodha samapatti cannot produce mind-born kalāpa because there is no mind. So walking meditation, while walking, nirodha samapatti is not possible. So this is the possibility, but there is also another story. Therefore, when a meditator can maintain his jhana, do you hear any sound? In this way, you can check. But many meditators are very, very clever. They ask many experienced ones. At that time they may say, no. So very, very difficult. In this case, honest is very important. If they are not honest, it is very difficult to teach them. If they are honest, we can teach in different ways. But there is another story. One day, Venerable Mahamoggallana, after becoming arhat, he re-established his jhana attainment. It is mentioned as ānanja samapatti. According to commentary, this ānanja samapatti means fourth jhana concentration. At the day, while entering into fourth jhana attainment, within attainment, occasionally he heard the elephants shouting sounds. What is the problem? Green Bimisaras elephants are playing inside the Bodha river. While playing, they attack to each other. So they make a lot, maybe loud sounds. Occasionally within a demon he hears this sound. So he informed this problem. The problem is the object is very, very vivid, very, very clear, very, very loud. So this object attacked to his ear door, mind door. At that time, occasionally he emerged from jhana and hear sound. But jhana object is still there, so he re-established his concentration very quickly and then enter into jhana again. But mind process is very quick. Because of this reason, if he do not reflect thoroughly, he may think within jhana attainment, occasionally he hears sound only. But actually not. Very quick mental process arises. Jhana mental, between two jhana mental process, there, ear do, mental process, and mind do, mental process which realize sound appear.
So the next one, Sayadaw, is it possible that a yogi can sit 3 hours with very bright nimitta and claim that it is jhana, but actually it is only excess concentration? Is it possible?
For some meditators, excess concentration also possible, but the difference between excess concentration and jhana concentration is falling into bhavanga. In excess concentration stage, meditators frequently fall into bhavanga, but because of deep concentration, some meditators can come out from bhavanga state and then focus on the nimitta again. But in jhana concentration stage, there was no much falling into bhavanga. They can maintain their jhana concentration without interruption more than 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, etc. According to Visuddhimagga's explanation, they can stay in their jhana the whole day and the whole night. Is it possible? Possible. Please try. Please try.
Okay. Anyway, Sayadaw, I just asked this question. A yogi enters jhana with clear and bright nimitta, plus light of wisdom cover the whole body. This is easy to tell. In the case when nimitta and light of wisdom is unified together, how to ensure one is in jhana?
Before entering into jhana, you must investigate thoroughly about the nimitta and breath. For beginners are not like that. For beginners, the light of wisdom may appear somewhere, maybe this right side or left side or above, etc. But at that time, it is very easy to check whether the breath and nimitta unify or not. If it is unified and can concentrate well, later when full absorption time, because mind is inside the nimitta, meditator think the whole body is covered with nimitta, etc. But at that time, don't investigate too much. Just maintain, please encourage meditator, please maintain this full absorption only. Don't investigate whether the light of wisdom covers the whole body or not, the light of wisdom is home bright or not, etc. Just emphasize, just encourage to emphasize full absorption to maintain 1 hour, 2 hours, etc. Slowly, when concentration becomes deeper and deeper at that time, they will not notice whether the light of wisdom covers the whole body or not, or nimitta covers the whole body or not. Just they may maintain full absorption only.
Then the next question, is that possible that when a yogi enters into jhana, the yogi's eyelid still keep on blinking?
Abana Jawana Iriya Batam Pisana Medi. This is mentioned in Abhidhamma Sangaha according to ancient commentaries explanation. Abana Jawana means Jhana Jawana and part and fruition Jhavanas can maintain the original bodily posture. For example, while sitting, they enter into jhana. That jhana concentration can maintain sitting bodily posture for a long time without moving. While walking, if they enter into jhana, that jhana concentration can maintain walking bodily posture for a long time. While sleeping or while lying down, if they enter into jhana, that jhana concentration can maintain that lying down bodily posture for a long time. While standing, they enter into jhana. That jhana concentration can maintain standing bodily posture for a long time, but they cannot produce new bodily posture. While standing, if they re-establish jhana attainment, they enter into jhana at that time. That jhana attainment cannot produce new bodily posture such as walking, etc. Because of this reason, moving and legs, this is another mental process, another mindo mental process, not jhana mindo. That mindo mental process produces bodily intimation, new bodily intimation, moving and legs or shaking and legs. This is another new bodily posture, bodily intimation. Jhana concentration cannot produce such type of new bodily intimation. If the meditator is really enter into jhana, then his or her jhana is not stable, we can say. Frequently coming out from jhana and produce I to move, etc. So because of this reason, that meditator's jhana concentration is not yet stable, if it is really true.
Next question. When a yogi checks his bhavanga, if the nimitta is big, the yogi can only see bright light. Is this considered okay?
Have you seen in the modoga there is right side or left side? Outside modoga there is mirror. This mirror is very small. Behind modoga, very, very big. Is it abhiya inside modoga? Inside mirror, this modoga? Do you see? In the same way. Maybe big, no problem. You can see here, for example, kasina. You expand kasina sagal up to infinite universe. Very, very big. But while descending jhana-padas, if you focus your mind, you can see clearly this infinite kasina saga also inside your mirror. Don't worry, don't worry. It is possible.
Sometimes if some yogi, when they describe their bhavanga, they just can only see the nimitta, they can only describe the nimitta. When we ask them to discern that bhavanga mind, they can only describe the nimitta which they see. But they cannot tell the difference between nimitta and the bhavanga mind. So is that they need to do this, or?
At the day, be patient. We should not jump the system of Buddha's teaching. According to Buddha's teaching, only we must try to let him or to let her know the jhana-padas. First, usually at the beginning, before discerning jhana-padas, as soon as you come up from jhana, please focus inside your heart. What do you see? This usually you must investigate for 2 or 3 days. At that time, if he clearly see Bhanga Mindo only, at that time, do you see Nimitta inside Bhanga Mindo again? You must investigate. Directly, if you teach that yogi to focus Bhanga Mindo as well as Nimitta together, they will be confused. So one by one, only please check. At that time, if she can differentiate Bhanga Mindo and Nimitta, at that time only please teach jhana-padas to discern. But if they cannot differentiate Bhanga Mindo and Nimitta, then please wait. And then please try to differentiate Bhanga Mindo and jhana-padas. Because if they cannot differentiate later, when discerning mentality, Indo, Iado, Nosto, Dando, Bodido, Mindo, etc., they will have many difficulties. At that time also they cannot differentiate.
Okay. Then the next question, if we think it is not okay, have to differentiate clearly, to what extent should a yogi consider able to discern bhavanga? To what extent? How can we, to what extent we can say a yogi is qualified to say able to discern bhavanga?
At that time, we should encourage yogi to re-establish deep concentration. Especially, the yogi inform you he or she already attained full absorption stage. Then please try to maintain this full absorption more than 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, etc. without interruption. When the light of wisdom is very, very bright, at that time only, you should encourage to that meditator, to that yogi to discern Bhanga Mindo again. It is better. Without uncertain discerning Bhuanga. One discerning Bhuanga, she had confused mind or he had confused mind. Then if you continue other teachings, the whole course will be confused. Because every mentality rises depending on Bhuanga, mind and Dhamma object or any object. So if she or he cannot differentiate Bhuanga and object, there will be many problems. So we should wait and see to differentiate Bhuanga, mind and the nimitta or the object. Necessary to give decision. We should encourage to him to re-establish this concentration. Because she or he cannot discern only Bhuanga. This is impossible to continue for other higher states. So please encourage to re-establish this full absorption for a long time only. Up to the light of wisdom is bright enough to see Bhuanga. What standard? How we can say standard? What is standard? Not enough, so please try to differentiate nimitta and Bhuanga mind. This is important. If they cannot differentiate, you should not teach further. Just wait and encourage to her or to him to differentiate Bhuanga, mind and nimitta. How? Please re-establish concentration or full absorption for a long time again and again only. You want to give that yogi certificate?
Okay, the next question. When a yogi checked his bhavanga mind, he observed the bright light, and very soon this bright light appeared in front of his face. Is it considered okay? Is it, if not, what he should do next?
Not okay. This is the light of wisdom. Possibility is the light of wisdom only. The light of wisdom and Bhuanga mastery or Bhuanga mind are they are completely different objects. Bhuanga mind appear resting on heart page inside the heart. But some meditators, because of their wisdom faculty is very, very powerful. The light of wisdom may be very bright and luminous and big. This is occasionally only. When their wisdom faculty became very powerful, depending on their kamma. Kamma produce Bhuanga mind. So when accumulating this kamma, some meditators' kamma is very powerful, like excess concentration of metta jhana or excess concentration of any other jhana. Or maybe vipassana jnana. So such type of kamma is associated with such type of jhana wisdom or vipassana wisdom when they produce Bhuanga mind state. That wisdom faculty which is associated with Bhuanga mind state also become powerful. Because of the power of this wisdom faculty, some meditators' Bhuanga mind is luminous and bright. But for some meditators, wisdom faculty is very weak. At that time, the luminous and bright light of Bhuanga also very faint, very weak. So it is not same to each other. Because of this reason, we should not accept all Bhuanga Mindo must be safe. Not safe.
So when they discern this bhavanga, they cannot tell the bhavanga at this area. When they always describe, we see like light in front of at the face. So how should we help them to do? What is the next thing?
It is the light of wisdom only. It is not Bhuanga.
So the yogi have to go back to the jhana and then reattach.
Or his concentration is not deep enough to discern Bhuanga Mindo. We can easily understand. Although he or she may inform her full absorption or his full absorption more than 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, we should not accept. We should not believe. If it is actually full absorption, within few seconds they can clearly see Bhuanga Mindo. But if they do not yet see clearly Bhuanga Mindo, then we should not accept this is real full absorption.
Okay. So this is the next question. As mentioned in the Visuddhimagga, yogi can review the breath. Vimamsa can review the breath and make it clear to the mind. Could Sayadawji further explain this in detail? Could a yogi relate this method to review his not so bright and clear nimitta to become clear and bright?
So in Visuddhimagga, they mentioned that the yogi can review the breath and make it clear. This is in the knowing and seeing, but I'm not sure what does it mean. So we call it vimamsa. The Pali word is bracket vimamsa. Or maybe I show Sayadaw the book tomorrow.
This vimamsa is maybe one type of daytana associated with daytana, but investigation only. Investigation means while focusing on the nimitta, if nimitta is not so bright, maybe
in knowing and seeing, first you say review the breath. If the breath is not clear, then you can use vimamsa to review the breath.
Clear. This vimamsa is I'm still breathing. Yes. When the breath cannot see. At the day, please review. I'm still breathing. There are 7 persons. 7 types of persons who do not breathe. Maybe dead person, the person in mother's womb, the person in the inside water, the unconscious person, the person in fourth jhana, the Brahma, and the cessation attainment. These 7 persons do not breathe. Among these 7 types of persons, I am not one. I am still breathing because of weakness of my wisdom faculty. I do not feel the breath. In this way, they must review. At the time, while focusing between the nostril and upper lip in one area and wait and see, very soon the very subtle breath will appear. In this way, we explain only.
So this become clear, the subtle breath to him is because of he increase his mindfulness?
Yes, mindfulness is weak. Vimamsa is in this case wisdom faculty which knows the breath. They are also weak. Because of this reason, they do not feel the breath.
So Sayadaw, this Vimamsa method, can it apply in nimitta when the nimitta is not bright?
Now, maybe what else do you may apply?
Apply mean can use the review method to increase the,
Maybe just reviewing means I'm still breathing.
breathing.
I'm not one of those 7 persons who do not breathe. I'm still breathing. Such type of reviewing only. I'm still breathing because of weakness of my mindfulness and wisdom faculty. I do not feel breath. Such type of reviewing, or maybe what called investigating only.
So Sayadaw, is because of the mindfulness and the wisdom. Then when it increase, it can see the breath clear.
Yes.
So by increasing the mindfulness and wisdom, can it make the nimitta, which is not so bright, become bright?
Maybe this is depends on concentration. Other than don't investigate. If you investigate too much, nimitta will begin decrease. While focusing on the nimitta, concentration is very important. But that concentration must be 5 faculties must be present. Among 5 faculties, Saddha, faith also important. Viriya, effort to concentrate on the nimitta also important. Mindfulness, remembering the nimitta also important. Concentration, samadhi on the nimitta also important. Wisdom, knowing the nimitta also important. Penetrating the nimitta. So 5 faculties are important. Among these 5 faculties, please increase mindfulness and concentration. When mindfulness becomes very strong, concentration will follow after mindfulness. And when concentration deep, nimitta will begin from Parikama nimitta to oga nimitta to pratibhaga nimitta. Sharing merit today. Idame bunyam aswakayam waha hodu idame bunyam nibbana sa Pachaya hodu idame bunyam Sabhasadanam Pajema Desabe Mesama Punya Bhagam Labandu Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu